Hey everyone, this is Corinne Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know, I always start my show off with gratitude, or some people say thankfulness. It's a beautiful day here in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm thankful to be able to witness and experience that. I'm above ground. No matter what the circumstances may be, I am thankful. Either way, I am thankful because I know once I have life, breath, I can overcome anything. Yes? So, we are here today with Bob Fraser, or is it Fraser? How do you pronounce your surname, Bob?
Fraser.
Fraser. Very good. So, I'm here with Bob Fraser, and let me tell you a bit about him. He has a fabulous story to share, and I want to just quickly go through his bio because I want to spend more time talking about his story than anything else because I know it will touch the lives of many out there. So let me tell you a bit about Bob. His mission in life is to help and encourage teenagers and adults to discover and pursue their life purpose. He does this as a motivational speaker, author, and certified life coach. He inspires people to overcome any obstacles and challenges that are in their way in pursuit of their purpose. He's a retired math and special education teacher. His specialty was working with students with learning disabilities and behavior disorders. He related to students that struggled with learning disabilities because his reading disability made it difficult for him to be successful in school. He let his circumstances and obstacles keep him from pursuing his dream of being a teacher until he was 38 years old. From the age of 16 to 38, he had over 20 different jobs. He didn't use his gift of teaching with any of these jobs. He wandered from job to job for more money or better hours. He finally pursued his dream of being a teacher at the age of 38 after an amazing encounter with God, which is what we will listen to a bit later. 1 week after his encounter with God, he went back to school to pursue a teaching career. He started teaching at the age of 43. So you can do it, people. He was finally living out the purpose he was meant to live. Bob, congratulations. First
Thank
thing
you.
I want to tell you is I'm so excited to have you on my show. I am so excited that you had that encounter with God. I'm so excited that you followed what he told you. I am so excited that you're still alive today to share your story with someone, even if it's one other life. I am happy to have you on my show. Welcome to Between the Lines.
Well, thank you, Corinne. I'm glad to be here.
I am happy to have you. Bob, let's go back a little bit, and share your disability and why you felt intimidated or less of yourself to really pursue what you wanted to pursue.
Yes, back in school, middle school and high school, I had a reading disability. I cannot remember anything that I read. I would sit in my room and study. I would open the book and read a couple of pages. I would close the book and kind of quiz myself. And it's like I could not remember anything I just read. So I just got frustrated and quit studying. Uh, I was in a special reading class in middle school, but high school, they didn't have such a class. And probably my biggest mistake was I didn't ask for help, which I encourage people to do today because we can't walk this path of life by ourselves. We need help and we need accountability partners and life coaches and people to help us along the way. So I didn't ask for help. And then, so in high school, I just gave up my dream of being a teacher. Figure, well, I could barely get through high school. How am I going to go to college? Plus, I had a fear of public speaking. And like speak in front of a class to give an oral book report, I would tell the teacher, just give me an F because I don't want to do it.
It's easier to get an F. Just give me an F.
Yeah. So I just barely got through school. I mean, with barely just enough credit to graduate. I mean, I used to skip class a lot, so I almost got suspended my last semester in my senior year of high school. So I gave up on my dream because I didn't think I could do it. And so as soon as I got out of high school, I just started working, take a job here and there, some part-time, full-time. And so I lived a life without purpose, without meaning for 22 years.
Wow. That is an amazing thing. And it's only because you had a fear and you prefer to take the easy route out, which a number of people do, And it's
Yes.
because of the shame that is surrounding it, and you feel embarrassed and your pride. And as you said, you did not ask for help. But thinking back, would you really have asked for help? I mean, you did tell the teacher to give you an F. It was the easier thing to do. Would you really have asked for help? Because that means really accepting the learning disability you had, and reaching out to someone. The fact that somebody could say, I need help, it comes from a place of, I don't know what to do. I'm ready to accept help from another human being. Would you really have done that? I mean,
I
I,
don't
I
know. I might not have been motivated enough to do that, or maybe
mm-hmm,
I didn't think, well, maybe they can't help me,
mm-hmm,
or maybe other people go through this, and it's just the way it is.
mm-hmm,
Maybe I didn't think there was a way of conquering that
mm-hmm,
disability,
mm-hmm,
and plus I was shy. I was
mm-hmm.
maybe too shy to ask for help.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow. So at 43, you started teaching, and you mentioned that you had an encounter with God. Before that encounter, would you consider yourself a Christian, or you were not religious in any way at all?
I was a backslidden Christian. I was a Christian from 10 years old to just before I turned 16. I had became a Christian, accepted Jesus, and from 10 to 15, I could have been the poster child for what a good boy looks like. I was so good. And then from 16 to 38, it was just a completely turnaround, different life. I walked away from God at 16 because
Oh,
of the
wow.
struggles I had and other things in my life. And I just walked away. I said, I don't want no more. I'm just going to do my own thing. And
Of
I
course.
did for
Uh-huh.
22 years, which of course is not a fun thing to do. Uh, and yeah, I just wondered, and there were times when I thought about teaching. I would go to my daughter's open house at the school, and it would bring back memories of my dream of, oh, what would it be like to be a teacher?
Mm,
And yeah, so I lived two different lives. I lived a life without purpose, and now I live a life with purpose, and it's like night and day,
yeah.
totally
Yeah.
different.
Well, those times I think, and listening to you, when your dream kept coming back to you, I think that was God whispering to you and showing you, hey, remember this, remember that. He didn't
Yep.
leave you. He didn't leave you. So every time, everywhere you went, he kept putting things, dropping little hints, Remember that, and bringing back the emotion that you felt of that dream. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. From 16 to 38, I was like the prodigal son in the Bible.
Oh yes.
And then at 38, I had my encounter with God. He just
Mhm.
stopped me in my tracks one day and said, okay,
Tell
and
me
that was
about
it.
that. Tell me about how he stopped you in your tracks. And in life, we are all prodigal sons at some point or the other. And I think we have to go through that. I don't know why, but it's part of the life cycle, I think. It's part of the growth. So that when you go through hell and you realize that you're down to the gutter and you really have nowhere to turn, you have to turn back to your father. You really have to turn back to your father. So tell me about
Yes.
that encounter that he stopped you in your tracks.
Yeah, I had like a Paul-like experience. It
Yeah.
was a Monday morning, uh, late February. I went out to the mailbox to check the mail. And at this time, I was going through a divorce, and I saw my dad. He was in a rehab center hospital for alcoholism.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, from 16 to 38, of course, I started drinking, started smoking cigarettes, and got into some drugs. Uh, but this one day, it just came out of the blue. I was walking back from my mailbox back to the house, and right in the middle of my driveway, I just stopped. Like this overwhelming feeling came over me. This peace came over me, and it was like I was set free spiritually, emotionally. Uh, and I knew it was God speaking to me because I remember from my days of living out the Christian life, this feeling only comes from God.
Hmm.
And I was just in awe. It was like he was saying, "Okay, it's time to stop running, You need to get back to what I want you to do. You know, and when the Bible verse says, be confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will see it through to completion.
Oh, yes.
Philippians 1:6. And I thought, okay, God says enough is enough. He said, you're not coming to me, I'm gonna come to you. And that's what he did. And at that time I was an alcoholic. I walked in my house, I took all the beer out of my refrigerator and threw it in the garbage without a second thought. He took all that away from me. I called my brother and said, guess what just happened? And so what his response was, well, today, Bob, is the first day of the rest of your life. That's what I want to tell your audience. Every day is the first day of the rest of our life. He says, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do with this new start? I said, well, I always did want to be a teacher. So a week later, I went enrolled in the community college to start taking courses to pursue my teaching career.
Wow. You know, the funny thing, and I say funny, you know, because everybody's experience with God is different, but you really, the common thing is you can't explain. You just have an experience and you just can't explain. That's like a common theme whenever you have an experience. You just know it's him and you're called to do something and you just need to do it. There's no question, there's no argument, there's no negotiation. You just know. You just know. It's just a knowing. And you cannot explain to somebody, because if you were to try to, they would think you're mad. You would be stuttering. Your eyes would be rolling in your head. You're like, I just don't. Yeah. Wow. So that was just a turnaround for you. And 1 week later, you're in a class. How did you feel? How did you feel at age 38 plus to be in a class? I mean, you're hanging with younger people. What's happening?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
When I did find a few, there was a handful that were going back to school like I was. Not too many, 3 or 4, maybe 5. But you know, Corinne, it was something like, it was more than what I wanted to do. It was more like I had to do it. I had no, it's almost like I didn't have a choice. I had to do it because that was my calling, that was my purpose. And I got through school. I struggled, of course, financially with my studying. Ended up going to the University of Florida to finish up my 4-year degree.
Wow.
Graduated with a 3.0.
Whoa.
In high school, I had a C's and D's, of course, with some F's.
Oh, of course, we can't forget the F's.
Yeah, but you know, this time I asked for help.
Yes.
I had to take a remedial math, remedial reading class. My first 2 classes because I was out of school so long. So the way I asked for help, the library at the school, at the community college, had a free tutor in the library. So every day after my math class, I would, guess what? I'd go to that tutor and I'd do my homework with him. So I had one-on-one tutor, and so I was asking for help this time around.
Wow.
And then I just learned other ways to study by rewriting my notes and putting things on flashcards. I mean, the strategies I came up with, and found other people to study with. And so that made a big difference, just reaching out, asking for help, and getting other people to study with.
You see how God made it so much easier for you? It was more about the goal, the objective, what he wanted you to do. He's like, come on, Bob, you're meant to be a teacher. Forget about what other people think. It doesn't matter. I'm going to make it easier for you. You went to the class, you sat there amongst other people of varying ages. You had to do extra work in order to catch up. And because of your disability, so shame, embarrassment, intimidation wasn't part of the equation, because you knew it's something you had to do. So those things left you. So you didn't feel to fall back into that mode that you were in between the ages of 16 to 38, because the vision is greater.
Right.
The vision is greater.
I was more focused. Gave a meaning to my life. And you know, even as a teenager, a younger teenager, I used to help the younger kids in my neighborhood. Yeah, I was like 12 or 13, and these kids were, you know, 3 or 4 years younger. And I used to take them under my wing and teach them how to play basketball and baseball. And so even from a young age, I liked helping people. I liked
Yes.
helping, teaching them things. And I did coach. I was a youth sports coach for about 15, 20 years, baseball and
Wow.
basketball. And
Nice.
so it just came natural to me, something I was like my gift, one of my
Yes.
strengths that I just like helping and teaching people. I still
Yes.
teach today, even though I retired from full-time teaching. I
Nice.
actually I teach a fishing class.
I need to come over there. I need to
Yeah,
come over there so that I can learn to fish. Fishing is
for
very
beginners that,
therapeutic. Yeah,
yeah,
fishing is very therapeutic, I find. Just sitting there waiting with your fishing rod,
yeah,
in faith that a fish will see your line and bite.
yeah. And the people I teach are all retired people. And I've had some of them tell me, well, I just spent all my life working. I never
Mm,
took time out to fish or have any other kind of fun.
mm,
So I'm thinking, I don't think they were living their life purpose
no.
because they
And,
were just too busy trying to make money. And
and what do you think about that? Is a significant thing you said, because people are running down materialistic things, but they're not living their purpose. And I know you know this, Bob, that people are not happy. They're not happy.
no, according
What
to
would you
reason, yeah,
say? Yeah, what would you say to them? Should they, you know, create a balance or just pursue their life purpose? Because at the end of the day, Bob, is what really matters. What really matters.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, having a balanced life, have time with your family and your friends. Yeah, according to research, 70% of American workers hate their job.
Yeah,
And there's a man by the name of Dan Miller wrote a book called No More Dreaded Mondays. Because
hmm.
people that are living life on purpose, they dread getting up on Monday mornings.
Yeah.
And they're probably already getting depressed on Sunday nights thinking about, oh, I got to
Thinking
go
about,
back to that job tomorrow
yeah,
morning that I
yeah,
hate.
yeah,
And they wait for the weekends to enjoy themselves.
yeah,
Uh, most successful, according to the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, most
yeah,
successful millionaires,
yeah.
he found the thing they had in common was what they were doing was something that they were passionate about.
That's right.
Helps them be
That's,
more focused, helps them to be more simplifies your life
yeah,
because you can concentrate on the things that are most important to you.
that's right.
Uh, it's like living and not just existing.
Ah, I love that. Living and not just existing.
So I
And
would tell people,
yeah,
look for your talents, your natural gifts that
yeah.
God gave you,
Oh yeah.
what you're really good at,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and things like it could be music or art, or it could be service or helping, like being a nurse or a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then when people say to you, "Wow, you're a real natural at that," well, you got a lot of potential. You're very good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, your ears ought to perk up and say, "Hey, that could be my talent and my purpose."
Yeah.
So find your talents, find your personality traits. There's a disc profile for
Mm-hmm.
finding out your personality, and match your personality. Whether you're quiet, you're outgoing, you're a leader. Whether you like to work with somebody, with groups, or like to work by yourself. But if you can match your talents, your personality traits, and find those talents, the ones that you're most passionate about, I believe you will find your purpose in life when you do that.
Yeah, and I think spending more time with God, He will reveal that to you. He will reveal those gifts to you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, spending more time with Him. So whether you do a disc profile or not, I think inherently we know, but we run from ourselves. We run from it, just like the prodigal son. We run from it. And eventually we just have to come crawling right back.
Yes. Well, I'm sure you know Rick Warren, who wrote the book Purpose Driven Life.
Mm-hmm.
He sold over 32 million copies of that book. So that tells you there, and in 67 different languages. So there's
Whoa.
people all over the world that tells you that they are looking for their purpose.
Oh, yeah.
And what he says is sometimes we start at the wrong place, that
That's
we
right.
need to start with God first.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's the one that created us, just like an
Exactly.
inventor.
Exactly. He's your maker and creator. You can't go to anybody. I can't come to you, Bob, to find my purpose. It's the man who made you. But you see, they have to believe that.
Yeah.
If you don't believe that and you think it's you make yourself here or your parents because you have parents, it's not them. It's not you. It's not Bob, it's not the man next door, it's not your employer, it's the man who brought you here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Start with
knew you.
God, and
Yeah.
then to reach out for other people that share your dream and your passion, and they can
Mhm.
walk that journey to help you along.
Yes. People are
Yeah.
starting at the wrong place. So when I hear people say they're looking for their purpose or they're trying to find who they are, I'm like, why are you doing that? Why are you looking where? you supposed to you supposed to just sit down and spend time meditating, silent time with God. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to use the analogy. If you found something and you had no idea what the purpose of it was, what it was meant for,
Mm-hmm.
who would you go to? You would
Mm-hmm.
go to the person that invented it, right?
Yeah.
Who created that gadget, whatever it is. Well, same thing with God. He created us. He's going to give us those gifts, those special talents. So we got to go to him and find out what they are.
Yeah. But like I say, they have to believe that they were created by God.
Right. That's
If they are not a believer, if they are not a believer and they feel they don't believe that God exists, or even if they casually believe, but they're like, no, but I'm
yeah.
in control. I want to do it myself. I could find it. They're not going to find it.
No, they're not. And there's
They're
people
not.
like that. They don't like to give up control. I
No.
think that's one reason they don't want to turn to God
Yeah.
because they don't. 'Cause I know I got friends like that.
Yeah. They don't want to give
They
up
want to be
control.
they want to be in control 100%. They don't want to give that up.
No, no. And the thing
I,
about it, the sad thing about it, Bob, is that they have no control.
no, they want control, but they don't have any. That's
Family.
right. It's kind
So
of
I'm like, how could you give up?
ironic.
How could you
Yeah,
give up something that you don't even have? I'm
yeah,
like, really?
that's yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So I
that's
look
true.
at them, and laugh. What control are you talking about? You have none. You
Yeah,
have none.
that's right. That's absolutely right.
You have none. You can't even control the breath that you're breathing. You,
Nope, can't control. You don't know what's going to happen the next
you
minute. That's
don't
right.
know. So what control are you trying to hold on to? You have none. I'm like,
That's right. That is a good point.
yeah, yeah, you have none. And as soon as you accept that you have none, then you'll be like, hold on, I don't have any control. Who does? Who does? And then you would soon realize, if you're willing to accept that, it's God. It's God. Because
That's right.
let's talk briefly about this virus. Since it's happening in the world, people are realizing they have no control. No control. The virus is beyond everybody and anything. It's crazy. And it's causing
That's
panic
right.
and
Yeah,
it's
that's
causing panic
proven.
and fear. Yeah.
Yeah, God's still in control. He's got a reason, and purpose. Yep.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But yeah, I would encourage people that another phrase I like is it's never too late. Because going back
Never
to
too
school at
late.
38, there's other people, Colonel Sanders, Kentucky Fried Chicken, he
Oh
started at
yeah.
65. I mean,
Oh
there's
yeah.
people that are even older than me that started a new career.
Oh
So
yeah.
I would suggest for people to create the lifestyle you want around your work. And don't do the other way around. Some people say, well, I'm gonna plan my work and then whatever's left over is gonna
Yeah.
be my life. But you don't want to do that. The job doesn't, you don't want the job, your career to control your life. So plan your family with friends and time with God.
Yeah.
But I would encourage people, don't don't think it's too late. Uh, if they're in a job that they feel like they're stuck in, they could still maybe go to school part-time online
Mm-hmm.
to find another job to get more training, so they can quit, or if they want to start a business where they want to get out of their dead-end job, the job they really hate. There's ways to do it, and it's never too late. It's not easy, but you can do it.
Yes, you
But
can.
first of all, find out a purpose, your
Yeah.
purpose, and then that's where you start.
Yes. Do you happen to have a website, Bob, that I can go to?
Yeah, yes, it's Bob M.
Hold on, let me
Like
see.
in Melvin.
Hold 1 second. Let me open up a window here. It's Bob, B-O-B. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, M.
Mm-hmm.
Then Fraser, Fraser.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me see if that
That's
comes up here.
my name with my middle initial, Bob M. Fraser.
Yes. Okay, I see it here. So let me see if I can quickly share that. There we go.
That's it.
There you are. Yeah. And as we're rounding up, I'm going to just have this video shown. But before we go, any final comments you want to make before I show the video?
Just to let people know, I'm a motivational speaker. I speak at schools, churches, youth groups, like youth camps. So if anybody would like to have a speaker, they can contact me through my website.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have a contact page there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just encourage everyone to think about your purpose in life. And I think with this virus going around nowadays, I got a feeling people are thinking a little bit more about their life purpose.
Oh, yes.
You
They
know,
have more time
because
to think about
we're
it.
not guaranteed more time to think. We're not guaranteed
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or the next day. People think, oh, I'm just going to work my 30, 40 years, and when I retire, I can start doing what I enjoy. Well, it might be too late by then.
Exactly. Exactly. And I see you have a 48 days to the Work You Love seminar that people can get onto. Yeah.
Yes, I'm doing more of a one-day workshop for that.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be a 6 weeks, but it's a little too long for people, so I'm going to condense it down to a 2 or 3 hour workshop. But they can email me and find out about that.
All right.
And there's a free report about how to find your life's purpose, 7 questions to help you discover your purpose if they want that.
All
They just
right.
have to put their name and email address, and it's a free report.
Nice. So let me show this video quickly. Let's see if I can get that going. It always has this little circle thing trying to come up. Let's have a look. Let's see. Seven questions. There we go.
Hello, Bob here. Have you discovered your purpose yet? Have you discovered why you were born? What were you meant to do? I like to help you with that. Two, you're right, and my left is a free report that you can download. 7 questions you can ask yourself to help you discover your purpose. And after you read every report, if you still need some help, you can sign up for a free 30-minute consultation with me, and we can talk about it. I can help you. Some of the things you would want to do is identify your strengths, your unique talents, gifts, and figure out what it is that you have a passion for, you really enjoy doing, that you like to do. This will help you down your path along your journey to find your purpose. And why should you find your purpose? Well, it can lead to a more meaningful life. So we're meant to share our gifts and talents with others to make an impact on them. So for now, I would encourage you to download that free report. Find your purpose. Talk to you soon.
Very good. Let's come out of that. Yeah. So persons know how they can reach you. They can get a free report. And yes, get started. It's never too late.
No, it's not.
It's never too late. It's never too late. You know, never too late. It's amazing. Now is the time, and I mean, you can do it online, like you said. It's very available. There are lots of courses. People are changing their mode of education and delivery now. They realize they need to switch there. So you can do it from the comfort of your home. Yeah?
Yes, yes. One other thing, besides adding meaning to your life, the second part of Find Your Purpose is you can impact the world with your special gifts and talents. And there's people out there waiting for you to find your special gifts and talents and to develop them.
Yeah. Well,
For
yes. Well,
instance, a singer can motivate you. A singer could give you some inspiration, like a lot of these Christian songs that just lift you up, especially like during this time. But people are waiting in this world, waiting for your audience to find their purpose,
that's right.
so they can be impacted by them.
Yes, that's a great way to end it. And that's why you had that encounter, because it was time. He allowed you to run for as long as you wanted, but he needed you to do what you had to do because he needed you to impact as many lives as possible.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Thank you so much, Bob Fraser, for
Thank
sharing
you.
your wisdom, sharing your experience, and motivating others. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm clearly coming across there to do some fishing as soon as this whole situation blows over.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You have a
Oh,
wonderful time. Be safe and keep pressing forward. Yeah, keep doing the will of God. Keep being obedient. Yeah.
okay. Thank you, Corinne. I appreciate it. God bless.
Same to you, my dear.
Okay. Bye-bye.